What's up, guys? Yo, 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 yo! We're doing this. It's exciting. First fantasy draft of the year. Whew! Didn't even do a fake one. A prep. We got 6 minutes before the draft begins. It's going to be really interesting. I see some things. I see a lot of things. I don't know. It's like, how much do I want to give away? What's up, John A? Gaming? How's it going, everybody? Josh, Steel City Sports Kids, Ben, Big Hitter, Jack. What's going on? What kind of strategy do we implement? So, anybody who's going to watch this afterwards in hopes of getting some strategy, enjoy, because I've got some things to talk about here. First off, these values are interesting. Let's look at some players. Those are the outfielders. Okay, let's look at all the positions. We got Mookie on the very top for $27. Acuna 26. The big four right here. Mookie, Acuna, Tatis, Soto, Trout. Okay, the big five. But a lot of these guys are the same price. How is Betts better than Trout? I know, Steve. But Acuna has been going number one a lot. And so it's been going like Acuna, Soto, Tatis, any of those three. And then like Mookie, Trout. But people are grabbing pitchers too. DeGrom and Cole. Trey Turner, he could single-handedly win you steals. So that's why he's so high up there, because this is a category league. We've got, I wonder if it can show the categories. You know what, let me show you something here. I'll show you the categories. Maybe I can. So we've got, for the batters, I don't know why hits per at-bat. It's just hits. So we got hits, runs, home runs, RBIs, stolen base, and average. No, I don't know why it's showing hits and at-bats. I don't think that's a stat. I think it's a 5x5 league. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Runs, home runs, RBIs, stolen bases, and average. And then you've got earned runs, strikeouts, wins, saves, ERA, and whip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's just these five back here. It should be a 5x5 league unless I set something wrong in the settings. But anyway, we scroll down a little bit, and the first position player, I guess, besides Tatis, we've got Freeman. That's pretty high for Freeman. But first baseman, there's categories and there's tiers. As far as first baseman go, you've got, I guess, so LeMahieu's coming out as multi-position. Let's go look at first baseman. LeMahieu, first, second, and third. He can play three positions. So, he's expensive, and he should be. But he's not going to get you a lot more than average runs. He'll kind of do a little bit of everything, but he's not going to give you power, which out of your second baseman, you don't expect power. But the multi-position eligibility is huge. So as far as first baseman go, you got elite Freddie Freeman in Atlanta, hot Atlanta, just slamming. Crazy lineup around him. Bellinger, multi-position eligibility, outfield and first base. It looks like there's a solid A tier here of like 4 players. And then you get into some guys with question marks. Vladdy, we don't know what to expect still out of him. Pete, low average. Voit, hurt. Goldschmidt. St. Louis isn't typically a power park. Olsen, he's had injury issues, a low batting average, but a lot of power. And the batting average isn't that low, 251. And then so that's like the B tier. And then Rizzo, he always kind of gives you good stats, but not great. Muncy can provide a lot of pop. Multi-position eligibility, so there's maybe some value down there. Check in with the chat. What's going on, guys? Cubby in the house says Witt is a better Witt is a better Royal this year for fantasy than Witt. Witt is better than Witt. Maybe. I mean, Whit Merrifield's the man. As far as second basemen go, he's also multi-position eligibility. He's got... Where is he? Oh, there he is. Third one. Outfield and second base. So it's kind of like there's a big three here, too. LeMahieu just checks all the boxes. We're getting ready to start, guys. 40 seconds. I might have to mute the going once, going twice stuff because that's going to get annoying. I don't know how to do that, though. Oh, here we go. The sound. Good luck, everybody. Alec, what's going on? Ronnie, Chase. We've got everybody here except for Tatis's Taters so far. So we can look at a few different things here. Draft summary, the rules. Maybe it'll show the categories. Yeah, here's the score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's a 5x5 league. It was just showing extra categories. DeGrom. We're starting off with DeGrom. He's all the way up to $34 already, as he should be, probably. I guess it just kind of depends. 43. People are going ham on DeGrom. I've got a few other cheat sheets going on in the background here. I made a custom auction calculator just to see. $46. Oh boy, that's loud. Yeah, I'm going to have to keep that off. It's going to be hard to keep track without the going once, going twice stuff. $47. High bidding. Whew. Space UFO. Got the best pitcher in the world. A few other people might have something to say about it. Michigan up 73 to 53 over the Florida State Seminoles. Crushing them. I don't even need to watch it anymore. Oh, Tatis. Let's get involved. Get involved. Gonna be doing some bidding on Tatis. Oh, 36, 37. How high is he gonna go? Pre-draft ranking at $26. Already up to 40 for Tatis's Taters. I could see a solid $46 on Tatis. 50? More like 50. I was way off. 51. Still going. Oh, yeah, baby. Floyd fan, what's up? Draft Salvador Perez for catcher. He puts up big numbers. Shh, Jeremiah. Let's keep that a little secret between you and me. Tatis, $57. Is Tatis's Taters willing to go anymore? Nashville. Oh, you just let him have it. Okay. Okay, the big boys demanding some respect. Acuna. What's he worth to you? Yeah, Derek, you had to get him. I was just wondering, if I throw another $1 on top of it, or $2 or $3, how high are you willing to go? So the pre-draft values are just blown out of the water right away. That tells me there's going to be some legit value later on in the draft. Legit. Cunha, very popular. Very popular. I'll get in on it. Maybe. It's flying. The big boys are going for all the money. See, here's the thing. You have to be able to adjust your strategy on the fly. Because something like this happening where these guys are going for a ton of money, you got to adjust your strategy. I don't know if I can afford to get in on a $60 Acuna. Even though I would love to. Freeman, a little bit of bias there. Get $60 Acuna. How much more can you afford? 62? He is awesome. He does it all. Average, home runs, stolen bases, RBIs. He's a 5-category masher. Carolina Crusher says he's worth $63 to me. Whew! A lot of money. We got $63 for Acuna, $57 for Tatis, and $47 for DeGrom. Unbelievable. Space UFOs down to $213. Tatis's Taters, $203. Everybody else has got all the money. Just waiting to see how things go. Nashville, on the clock. Who's he going to select? He's going to go with Mookie, or is he going to slide down a little bit? There's a lot of strategy in the nominations. Bieber. Should we just get wild? How about 35? You know, might as well jack it up a little bit because it's going up there. He's going to be expensive. 39, not enough. There we go. That's right, 43. I mean, well, DeGrom was 47, so Bieber should be, I don't know, 45. You gonna let him go for any less? There you go, Buster Posey. That's right about where he should be. I could see him maybe another $1. Buster Posey says, I'll pay whatever. Doesn't matter. I want Bieber. And I don't blame you. The thumbnail stream starting soon. Oh, I changed it. Whoops. Let me see if I can adjust the thumbnail. Oh, there. I don't know why I didn't put the right thumbnail on. There we go. I made a custom thumbnail. Better use it. But thanks, Jason. Bieber soaring, 52. More than DeGrom. Someone got a deal on DeGrom. Space UFO. A heck of a deal on DeGrom. Bieber going for 52 is serious. Bryce. Looks like we got some people's favorites demanding all the money. Come on. Let's go. How much do people like Bryce? Is he in the elite outfield tier? Technically, no. But I got to get in on this action somehow. I got to get somebody. You know, Bryce doesn't really do the stolen bases. So, and his average isn't the best. So he's not going to command Acuna money. I don't really even want Bryce. Don't stick me with him, whatever you do. I'd rather have Mookie, Soto, Trout, Bellinger, Yelich, all those guys. But Bryce ain't going. He's not going for under. He's not going for under 38. You gonna let me have Bryce for 38? Okay. My first pick, Bryce Harper, for $38. So he's about half of Acuna. I'll take it. got an A-tier outfielder. Are things going to slow down now? I'll tell you this much. Soto's not going for under 40. There's no way. He shouldn't go for... I mean, if Acuna's 63, Soto should probably be a $60, if not 63. So we're playing the relative game now. The ceiling has been set. There we go. Yeah, Soto. Just bang, bang, bang. Let's keep going. 50? Not enough. 51, 52, keep going. Now we're getting into the range. We're going to find out, did Carolina Crushers overpay by $10 for Acuna? Well, pre-draft value set at 26. I think I might nominate him, Steve. See what happens. No. Somebody will, though. $60, 61, Soto. See, I wonder why the values for these players were so low. The pre-draft value rankings, $26. Soto, $1 more. Oh, make it $2 more than Acuna. You like that, Floyd fan? 500-pound Kikuchi, remember that reference? $66 for Soto. We're going all in on Soto. AJ, 67. 68. I kind of like that, Derek, that they're just pricing the prices way low. Then let everybody decide what they're worth. We don't need to see the pre-draft values. Northern Ohio Snafu says, I'll pay 70 for him. Free funny money. So Bryce Harper, half as good as Juan Soto. I just wanted some home runs. I wanted to shore up some home runs nice and early. And for $38, can't beat it. Now Bellinger, whew, guys, we're just gonna take off. Let's go to 35. We'll start at 35. I mean, we got an A tier rather than an S tier. We got an A tier, potentially an S tier guy. We're already at $40. You gotta get an elite outfielder. What else are you gonna do with your money? I wonder how much this guy is. $0. K-Word was supposed to be a sleeper this year, and they got him for $0. Not even being drafted. Bellinger, $53. Team AJ. Pretty legit. Mike Trout. Should we just go all the way up to 40 right off the bat? Let's go to 40. 55. Yeah. I mean, Soto was 70. 60. 61. Derek says his Tatis is looking like a steal now for 57. Yeah. Looking good. What happened? Trout went for 62. Trout looking like a steal. Mookie. Let's get up there. Bang. Okay. Now you guys see how the game's played. How many bases is Mookie going to steal? That's what I want to know. Because if he doesn't steal a ton of bases, I don't know what he's going to be worth. He's going to be worth at least $60. And we got everybody in the draft. That's awesome. It's really rare to have a full league full of people drafting and bidding. It's so rare and it's so awesome when it happens because you can't really prepare for it. If you go to a mock draft, people are not going to be there. It's not going to be realistic. The computer's not going to be bidding people up. Also, another reason why ESPN may have set these draft values lower is for just that reason. Like, the computer will bid them all the way up to whatever the pre-draft value is, $27 on Mookie, but then people can take it from there. Bechet's Creek, 66 on Mookie. We're kind of all over the place, guys. Kind of all over. High player of Juan Soto so far. Now, if we look at, I'm going to look at, maybe, if I can find it. I've got a real nice piece of gravy lined up. If I can find it. Ah, here it is. The 2021 TGFBI ADP. What's that stand for? No clue. Oh, it stands for the Great Fantasy Baseball Invitational. But it went Acuna. This is 15 5x5 teams. Or, I'm sorry, a lot more than that. They're 15-team leagues, and they're 30-round slow drafts with 4-hour clocks. It's a collection of 29 leagues, and then they average everything together. So it went Acuna, Tatis, Soto, Betts, DeGrom, Trout. I'll get in on Cole. Why not? 47 for DeGrom. I know there's some Yankees fans out there. We're going up to at least 47. At least. How much higher than that, though? Ooh. $48. $1 more than DeGrom. You guys are savvy. Savvy. Daniel didn't want to get banned for life if he didn't show up. Well, I'm glad you're here. We got 59 legends watching the fantasy baseball draft. Yu Darvish. Ooh. Wow. This is... What's he pre-draft value of $23? There's a lot of guys sandwiched in the same price range. 20 to $27. Like, now we're at like 20 to $25. Lots of guys. I have no idea what Darvish would go for. He's kind of a secondary kind of pitcher. Like, not S tier, but definitely A tier. He's inconsistent, but when he's on, he's really good. He's in the National League for the Cubs, so he's used to facing the pitcher. AJ. What are you doing, AJ? I don't think he's worth any more than 33. I think you can have him for 34. I think. What kind of pitchers we got? We got a few more elite pitchers. Quite a few more. So I'm not going to go too crazy on you, but the other guys are in the $47, $48 range. I could see you getting to 40. AJ wants him, so I'm gonna just sneak in one last dollar here, and maybe I can get him for 39. But I don't think AJ is gonna let that happen. Oh, maybe he will. Okay, snuck in with the snipe. $10 cheaper. $9 cheaper than Cole. Darvish. So far I've got my... Oh, I got to nominate a player. Okay, hold on. I didn't plan this out at all. Got to go with my boy Paddock, though. Usually you should implement some kind of strategy with your nominations. I don't have one right now. So we'll just kind of see where Paddock goes. Kind of revamped some things. Let's see if there's any news on Paddock. Chris Paddack wasn't able to get on track Wednesday against the Cubs, allowing 4 runs over 1 2/3 innings. But he threw 2 scoreless innings on March 6th. He gave 1 run, 3 hits over 3 strong innings on March 12th. He went for $17, so a little under. I like feeling this out, seeing what people are thinking. You know, maybe there's some value to be had if you bust out some of these lower tier players, because I think that was a pretty good deal on Paddack. But I'm not really sure. We'll have to see when we get into the middle of the draft how things pan out. Remember, stay flexible, have somewhat of a plan, have an idea of your strategy, but be willing to change as you see any value open up. Like Yelich, looks like he's going too cheap. I'm going to hop on board here a little bit. I'm not going to let him go for under like $40. I don't know. Yelich is Yelich. Let's keep going. We got to go high on Yelich. Anything under $40 is too good of a deal. There, now we got 41. So now we're in the territory. Mookie went for 66. Outfielders are premium. Soto went for 70. I think there's going to be some bidding for one of the last elite outfielders. Let's see what other kind of outfielders we have available. He's the last ultra elite outfielder. So I expect him to really command a high dollar, because after Yelich, we're getting into guys who haven't been MVP. $51. $51 going to Big Poppies. It's a lot of money, but relative to those other guys, I would take Yelich. I'd take Yelich for 51 over Mookie for 66. I would. Things are going to start to level off a bit when people realize that they have a lot of roster spots to fill and only so much money. Trey Turner, the best of the remaining shortstops. I mean, well, Trevor Story has something to say about that. If you're talking about basically between Trevor Story and Trey Turner, it's just home runs versus stolen bases. Trey Turner's got a really good average too. We'll score more runs, but let's see what the Rockies roster looks like. Trevor Story's going to be batting in the 3-hole, and Trey Turner's going to be batting in the 3-hole. So he's not going to score as many runs this year, Trey Turner. And I don't know if he's going to be batting third. I don't know if he's going to be stealing a ton of bases either. He'll steal some bases, but how many is the question. People have him going so high. Let's see. We got Trey Turner in the custom league. The custom scoring that I developed should be about a $35 player. But relative to these other numbers, I mean, what did Tatis go for again? Tatis went for 57. So Turner should go for less than that. Definitely. Looks like we're going to get up into the $50 range. AJ's looking for some action. He's already got Bellinger for 53. Lots of spots to fill. I already got my ace and an elite outfielder. So I think I'm satisfied for a while. Unless a crazy deal pops up, like Scherzer for under $35. He's probably like a $40 pitcher, and just judging by what's going on here, we got DeGrom for 47, Cole for 48, Darvish for 39. So I think he would go for higher than Darvish. He should. He should be about $45. I mean, people are a little skittish on Scherzer. I'm not going to be skittish. He is old, though. Who wants an ace? Well, Aaron, it's a 14-team league, so if you want an S-tier player, you're going to have to pay. Gonna have to pay the piper, man. 14 people want an elite outfielder, an elite starting pitcher, an elite position player, and they're gonna pay for it. Karen says, so is this real money? It's my first year playing fantasy baseball, and my draft was free. This league is for striker bucks. I'm going to be paying out people in store credit. I can't remember what the payouts are, but it's like, I think first, second, third, and then playoff first and second in the playoffs get striker bucks. $45 for Scherzer. That's what I predicted. We'll see if it goes for that amount. 46 AJ getting cray. Love to hear it, Steel City. Well, Craig, this is how you learn, man. It can be a little intimidating, a little overwhelming your first time getting into a fantasy league, but I think watching this go down is a good way to understand the dynamics. Are you good with money allocation? Are you able to adjust on the fly? Can you understand what it takes to win? So what it takes to win is basically you just want to make the playoffs. If you can get into the playoffs, anything can happen. It's kind of like hockey. If you can get into the playoffs in hockey, you can become a champion. If you can get into the playoffs for fantasy, that's all you need to do, because things start to get a little weird at the end of the season. Players start sitting. Coaches start adjusting and manipulating their rotation to get the playoffs going. If you're not in the playoffs, maybe some star players sit. You got to be able to add guys off the waivers. There's a lot of things to think about, and it's a 5x5 league, meaning the pitchers have 5 categories, the hitters have 5 categories, and it's head to head. So it's you versus one other guy, and you just want to score as many wins in a category as possible. So if at the end of the week, if my guys have 7 home runs and his guys total, and his guys have 6 home runs total, I win that category. So it's 1-0. Then we just go across all of them. It could end up being 5-5. There's all kinds of ties. There's always ties. But you want to be able to win a bunch of categories. Obviously, there's going to be it's on a bell curve too. It's on a curve. It's a distribution curve, so there's going to be a couple of elite teams, probably be 2 to 3 elite teams out of this. And then there's going to be some middle of the range teams. There's going to be injuries that happen. And, you're going to, let's say, for example, you paid a lot of money for Juan Soto, $70, Northern Ohio, snafu. If Soto goes down, you're in big trouble. So that's part of the strategy. You don't want to necessarily go too top heavy, because if you lose your guy, not good. You're in big trouble. You want to save a little bit of money to spend in the middle of the draft, but players start not looking so good. Steel City says, "Are you good with?" I go, "Are you good with money?" And he's out. Are you good with fake money? But I mean, it kind of translates from your real life. It's funny because how people bid on fantasy players, in this format, is kind of have a correlation to how you really spend money in real life. Even though this is just, there's nothing at stake for anybody here other than me. I want to win so that I don't have to pay out so much money. They got to beat me. All the slammers, they gotta overcome 500-pound Kikuchi. Giolito should be a $40 pitcher, but someone might get a steal on him. I don't know. If I didn't get Darvish for 39, I would totally be in on Giolito. He's gonna get a bunch of wins, bunch of strikeouts. Oh, last second snipe by the Chiefs. 38, letting it go. Oh, Posey coming in. Oh, this is a blast. I love doing these. sold for 39. So Machado for 39, Giolito for 39. Prices are starting to level off a bit. We're past most of the elite guys. We've still got a handful of... we've got a lot of really good players still. And the best part is a lot of these B-tier players, or, you know, if we're going SA, so a lot of these A-tier players can turn into S-tier players, and a lot of B-tier players can turn into A-tier players. Waiver wire studs are what you need to win. Like, the draft is all fine and good, but you're going to have to pick up some guys off the waivers. A lot of elite shortstops as well. Corey Seager is definitely worth a bunch of money. I don't know what he's going to go for, but 25's too cheap if I can get him for that. Too cheap indeed. Who else? There's Story, Lindor, Bogarts, Bo. I think this is still too cheap. I think he's got to be a $30 player. Yep. At least 30. That might be a steal for Seager. I'm gonna get in on it. Yeah, we got to get up into the 30s, the dirty 30s. 32. Yeah, now we're talking. Let's look at shortstops over here, and we've got okay, $33. That's probably about what he should be. 28 to 33 is what I think he should be. Now Aaron Judge is an interesting cat because everybody knows he gets hurt every year. What's he going to go for, though? Do you like power? Do you want power? Aaron Judge. What's that Yankees lineup going to look like? Well, I'll tell you. Projected, LeMahieu, Judge. What did Judge go for? $20. It's kind of right on the nose. It's exactly what I thought he should have gone for. So now we're there. I think now we're back into normal land. Where's Judge on here? Judge. Yep, $20. And Lindor playing for a new club. Let's see what happens here. He's probably right around that same tier as Seager, but we'll see. I had him pre-draft valued at about $30. So we're seeing some overpayment for Lindor. It's well into the 40s. $43. Well. 45. People are loving Lindor. So what do we think? Why do we love Lindor so much? He does everything. We're expecting home runs, stolen bases, runs scored. That Mets lineup. 47. Woo! He's projected to bat second. Prime position. He's going to score a ton of runs this year. It's a lot of money, though. A lot of money. Derek has a team name idea. Six Toes Sanchez. Clever. Well, we've got the last... Bauer and Buehler are both ultra elite pitchers. So he's got to go for. I mean, he's got to go for like 40 something. Cole's 48. Darvish was 39. I'd rather have Bauer than Darvish. So if you guys let me, I'll take him. 35. It's too cheap. It's too cheap. Oh, there we go. I don't know. I still think that's a good deal. He probably should be about 40, but if we're talking relative to the other players, now if we're talking pre-draft rankings, pre-draft value, he's a $25 pitcher. But we got 40 from AJ, and that, I think we've got like one elite S-tier pitcher left. And maybe two, Nola. Probably two, Nola and Buehler. And then we get into some question marks. Question marks aren't always a bad thing. That's how you get a good deal. Caden says Bauer going to go for way too much. He went for a good price relative to other pitchers. $1 more than Darvish is pretty good. I'd rather have Bauer for 40 than Darvish for 39. Freeman setting a high mark real early, 44. Tell you what I have Freeman set at. If I can find it. He's the best first baseman, so he should be very expensive. He's 53. I had him at 31, but these pre-draft dollars that I had are, I mean, this is a crazy draft. These guys are, they're going for way more. I just don't know where, is there going to be value to be had somewhere? That's what I'm hoping for. I'm kind of waiting for some people to lose a bunch of money, spend a bunch of money. And we've got one, I mean, I've got a lot. 24 more spots to fill. 24 more spots. I've got an average of, I don't know why it doesn't show. It used to show you how much you have average left. Albies for 23. Now we're back down to earth a little bit again. Although he is the best second baseman, I am pre-draft valued at about 23 bucks. So relative to everything else, he'd probably be around 30 as the best, arguably the best second baseman. Although LeMahieu's pretty good too. LeMahieu's not going to steal you any bases. Many bases. No, Owen, you can't be. That was easy. Why is the first thing you said trash? I'm already apprehensive about you even being here if the first thing you say is trash. Albies 39. $40. That's a lot for Albies. It's way too much for Albies in my opinion, but it doesn't really matter because if you like Albies, then you can pay whatever you want for it. That's the best part about the auction drafts. Whoever you want, you can have. Sky's the limit. You just pay whatever. $100, okay. I've seen people pay like $80 for their guy. Xander. A lot of people love Xander. He'll probably fetch quite a bit. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. StrikerBreaks.com. For anybody that doesn't know, that's the website. Might as well put a link to become a slammer in here. If I can figure out how to do it. There. There you go. If you want to become a slammer, the link is now pinned to the top. That's how people get in on breaks, supports the channel, keeps me going. Provides me with some much needed consistent income. UFOs. So Xander went for 25. I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty good price. That might be the first. Is that the first bargain of the draft? It's the first that's probably right in line with what he should be. I'm starting to wonder why Bryce went so cheap. Is he hurt or something? Oh, Lou Bob. What is Luis Robert going to go for? Oh, yeah. Luis Robert. 38 bucks. We're starting to move a little bit now. Starting to get this thing rolling. I'm going to nominate Walker Buehler. Really original, I know. I'm going way off the board here. But there's only 2 aces left, really. I mean, Flaherty's an ace, yes. Kershaw is still, he's still an ace. But really, Buehler and Nola are the last. I guess Castillo gets a lot of strikeouts. It's interesting that they don't have Buehler projected for over 200 strikeouts. His innings pitched is a little low. Nola is pitching a lot. He always, a lot of innings, gets a lot of innings. Trevor Story. There is a lot of depth at shortstop, but Trevor Story's probably he might just be in the top 3 pick'em kind of guys. Lindor, Story, Tatis. There's a few others you can throw in there, but shortstop is deep this year. You want to get a good shortstop. I don't know what. I mean, I think. What are we talking? Like, are we in the $40 range for Story? I don't know. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like people are that interested in Story. He might get traded too, but he's still going to be at least a $30-something player, right? Yeah. I've got him at 36. I mean, this is too cheap. I don't know what people are a little gun shy on Story. Seems like he's creeping up there. 36. That's where I had him. We'll see if he goes any higher than that. 37. I could see 40 relative to everybody else. If Albies went for 40, Story should go for 40. Lou Bob went for 38. 41. There we go. Will Willie get drafted? That's a great question, Cubby. Let's find out what he's ranked at. Willie. He's a $0 player, Cubby. $0 pre-draft. Why? I'll take him if it comes down to it. Story, yeah. Spiffy Story better than Albies. As far as the big numbers go, you know, Albies doesn't really... He's just maybe a better all-around player, maybe not, but he just kind of puts up good stats all around, where Story has a couple of categories that he can carry you. Jose Ramirez. Let's take a look at that Cleveland lineup. They've got him penciled in the 3-hole, which he should be, and Jose Ramirez should be a $40 player with all this other, just relative to everything else. He's going to do it all. He's going to hit you home runs, stolen bases, high average, switch hitter, RBIs. $40 is a great deal for... Oh, it reset. Okay. I thought it was gone. Ramirez for 40. Okay. Buster Posey. Spending all his money, though. All in on Cole, Giolito, Ramirez, and Seager. $100 left between like a million spots in your lineup. Chiefs has all his money left. And Free Freddie Freeman has a nice chunk of change left. He got Bogarts. But everybody else is starting to get down there. AJ went real heavy on a couple of an elite studs, going studs and scrubs route. I respect it. See what else people are doing. Oh, well, let's talk about LeMahieu. LeMahieu is serious. Because he's kind of like Albies plus. A little bit better than Albies, I think, except for no stolen bases. So that's kind of a big deal. I've never really been a LeMahieu guy, but I don't know. He's kind of checking all the boxes. He proved once he went to New York that he can do everything. It wasn't just a Coors thing. It's not just a Coors thing. I'm getting in. Okay. Yeah, he's got to go for over 30. At least 35, I would think. At least. With everything else going the way it did. Maybe not. $33. Starting to get reasonable. Sorry, Owen. Had to ban you for life. I just don't like your vibe. Baez. Randy went for 21. Down low. A sneaky 21. That might end up being a pretty good bargain. We gotta check out Tampa Bay's projected lineup and see what's going on with that. Wow, they got Randy in the 2-hole. I think that is a good deal. Austin Meadows and Brandon Lau and Margot batting behind him. Sugo, yeah, he gets on base, but man, that batting average, so low. And not that much pop either. A little bit of pop. Low batting average. Pretty good on base. Baez for 26. People are starting to feel the pinch The money pinch. Oh boy. Arenado. Third baseman, elite. Elite. Who else do we have for third baseman? Bregman, Rendon, Devers, Suarez, Muncy, Chapman, Moncada. Okay. Bohm, Key Bryan. A lot of third basemen. Austin Riley, Donaldson. A lot of third basemen. But I mean, I'm not letting him go for under 30. No way. No way. Maybe I'll get a bargain. 29 bucks. It's a bargain. Ooh, okay. Now we're over the 30 mark. And that means that I'm out. Although he's probably like a $35 player. And there we go, 35 bucks. Yep. There it is. What was he pre-draft ranked at? 20. Okay. Seems way low. Forget who's on my team. Oh, just Bryson Darvish. Spent all my money on Bryson Darvish. If I could do it all over again, I'd rather have for the money. I'd rather have Bauer than Darvish. It's probably the only thing I'd change. Bo Bichette, projected to do a little bit of everything. 35 bucks. I've got him at about 30. He's going to get to 40. Bichette's Creek. Come on. We know what you're doing. We know what you're doing, Bichette's Creek. Crushers is going to make you pay. Active trades would be nice. Yeah, I think the Randy's the best deal so far. Here's the thing: is we get into that mode where we're like cards, you know, and Randy's cards are fine, but he's just a little bit older, so you have to have a separation between like DFS and regular season fantasy and baseball card value and actual real life value. They're all different. Bohm. This is an interesting one. I don't know. I think I might dabble a little bit in the Bohm train, but not too much. I think he's already overpriced. Like, I don't really even want him for this price. Okay, there we go. He could be great, but I've got him. He's like a $14 player. He's up to 22 now, which relative to everything else is okay. Good price. Maybe should have been 19, 18, but a couple bucks extra, who cares? The Bregman. Let's see how the cheating scandal affects people's view of the Bregman. Really? I mean, I don't really want him. I don't think anybody really wants him. Does anybody really want any Astros? I don't know. Like, we're at the point now where it's like 20 bucks. Uh-oh. But he's probably like a $35 player. Let's find out. No. 27. I don't know. He should be probably 35 bucks. We'll see what people will go for. It's too cheap. Too cheap for the Bregman. That was a good deal. Uncle Stevie. Uncle Stevie got a good deal on the Bregman. You'd take Correa? I'd take any of them. It's just tough to root for them now because you got to root for those guys if you draft them. Well, we got Josh Hader, the #1 relief pitcher. This will be interesting to see how people value him. As far as relief pitchers go, pre-draft value of 20, so he should be probably about 25. As far as relievers go, lots of saves. That's a big deal. Why don't we look at relief pitchers? It goes Hader, Hendricks, Chapman. How long's Chapman suspended for? Probably should find that out. Aaron Nola, probably the last elite pitcher. All right, see you, Jeremiah. Thanks for coming. Why does it say he's suspended, Chapman? I don't see anything. Well, Nola needs to get up there a little bit. He'll be too good of a deal at this price. Too good of a deal. He's got to get up there a little higher, I would think. $32 for Nola. That's a good deal. Chapman, suspension, is slated to pitch every other day through spring training. Does anybody have any gravy on the suspension? Ozuna. Are we gonna start getting some deals? I'm waiting for the deals. Most of the people have less money than me so far remaining. Only the Chiefs and Freeman and Phillies have more money. So I like where I'm at. Can start strategizing. They got Ozuna batting fourth. $29. We're into reasonable territory. Kyle Tucker ranked really high. Really high. It's because of this right here. You take that off of there, you change that from 23 to 10, and he drops significantly. It's just the steals for one category. People pay so much for one category. They've got him penciled in the 7 hole. Altuve, Correa, Brantley, Bregman, Jordan, then Yuli, which why Yuli in the 6? I guess he's got more power, but I would put Tucker there instead. But then Maldonado and Straw. Clayton Claus on the board. People are loving him. And why wouldn't you? It's our old pal, Clayton Claus. Nola went for 32. So Clayton, 31. Same price as Nola. We got a little. There has to be some kind of bias kicking in here. Although, man, elite numbers still. It's just the back. Always misses games, it seems like, with the back. Always gets shut down. $34. I think that'll do it. That did it. 34. Let's go Pete. Pete. Big meat Pete. Mets lineup. Nimmo, Lindor, Conforto, Pete, Dominic Smith, Jeff McNeil in the 6 hole. Okay. He should be higher than that, but dude, they're on base. Oh my gosh. The Mets on base percentage is crazy. 380, 336, 363, 346, 325, 365, 342, 302. They're going to be getting on base like crazy. Pete went for 27. Oh, okay. He's only serving a 2-game suspension. Thanks, Derek. Mondesi. Pre-draft value of 21, according to this. He's already up to 22, but this has been off. My pre-draft is about $30. I think he might go for a little less than that. I just get the feeling people don't really value Mondesi that much. It's all about the stolen bases. The stolen bases are nice, but I don't like paying for them. I don't like paying a lot. $27, right about where I thought he probably would go. Yeah. Same as Pete. I think I'd rather have Pete for the same price. Devers. What to expect out of Devers. The Boston lineup goes a little something like this. Enrique Hernandez. Kike leading off. Probably every other, depending on who's pitching. Verdugo, Bogarts, Martinez, Devers. And then a bunch of... Dalbec's been crushing, though. But after Devers, we're talking Vasquez, then Renfroe, then Franchy, although it says he's on the DL. But he's fine. And Dalbec. So Devers in the 5 hole is not going to produce like he did in the 3 hole or the 4 hole. Enrique taking that leadoff spot is a bummer for Verdugo, maybe, but he's in the 2 hole, so he'll get some stats. 29 for Devers is a big price, but it could pay off. Kyle Lewis, good call. I should probably find a guy I want to nominate, even though it's not going to be for a while. I got some guys. I can think of some guys now. $29 for Kyle Lewis. Big price to pay. Phillies. So who's broke? AJ? AJ's broke. Almost. Not broke, but he's spending money. Flutius, also spending some money. What do we got for Vladdy? First base / DH, $31. We're still in. Oh, last second snipe by the Chiefs. Last second snipe. I think that's going to do it. Maybe not. Nope. Phillies wants Vlad. And the Chiefs are not going to let him go for under 35. 35 is a key number. People don't like going over, but Phillies doesn't care. Phillies will go 36. $36. Vlad. Expensive Vlad. What did we have him at? I had him at $24. I don't know what's going to happen here in the middle, guys, but there could be some ridiculous deals. Or not. Because every time I think there's going to be a lot of deals in drafts like this, there's never deals. But this one is pretty crazy. Blake Snell. Well deserving. Getting nasty. $36. Snell. Gone. Had him at 24. Jose Abreu, first baseman. What do we have available for first baseman? Well, Abreu's the best. Then day-to-day Voit, should say like MTM. Goldschmidt, Olsen. Yep. We got some decent first basemen. Abreu. Don't really know what to expect out of Abreu as far as money spending. I'm pre-drafted at 22. Crushers likes him. I don't know. We'll see. He's probably go up for around 30. $33. Getting into the weeds. I'm out. Too much. I don't really want to go down to the Ryan McMahon category, but that's a ways down there. Rendon. Still tons of third basemen left. We'll see what happens with Rendon. Pre-draft value about $22. Something tells me he's going to go for more than that. It's been rare to get under $30. Like everybody's going for 30. Rendon's going to have to go for 32. I'll go all the way up. We'll see what happens. You gonna let me have him for 28? Oh. $30. Let me have him for 30? Oh. I'm not going over 30. should. Not going to, though. 31 for Rendon. It's a pretty reasonable price. That's a good price. It's a good price. It doesn't get you stolen bases, though. I was going to nominate Mountcastle. That was my sneaky nomination guy. He's only an $11 player. Let's see what he goes for. Something tells me he'll go for about 18. I guess I could just make it happen, but no. 15? 16? We're at 16. Snellington for 36, yeah. What's up, Deftones? $18 for Mountcastle. 19. So there's that key threshold of $20. I don't think people want $20 Mountcastle. 19 it is. See? For some reason, $20 too much, you know. But 19, you can get them for less than 20. Gotta get inside their head. Get inside people's heads. George Springer. Here we have it. Blue Jays. Springer on top. Hurt. Yeah, I don't know. Is he going to play opening day? Is he even going to be able to play? He's got no oblique. I think he should still be like a $20 player, though. He says he's on track. And it says his opening day is in doubt. And he might be getting a year on the injured list. But it's just going to be a short stay, probably. Right around $20. I think that's kind of where he deserves to be at. 21. Nothing better than an elite outfielder on your roster. Especially leading off. You got Bo, Semien, Hernandez, Vlad, Biggio behind him. Gurriel. And Danny Jansen. Danny Jansen's back there too. $23 for Springer. Back-to-back MVPs for Abreu, maybe. He's going to put up the stats. All those elite players around him, offensive players, and he's right in the middle. Right in the front and center. Kelnick. Pre-draft value of $10. What's he go for? I gotta admit, I didn't look into him at all. He's probably not gonna make the opening day roster. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. Now here we go, Kyle Tucker. I'd be all about Kyle Tucker, but his position in the lineup is not great. 7th. If he was in the top 3, maybe. But he kind of is doing it all. $23 pre-draft value. He shouldn't go for less than that. At least 23. With everything that's been going on, 25 maybe. I don't know. We're up to 22. Oh, it's a bargain. It's a Kyle Tucker bargain. We got a deal. One of the first deals. Big Papi on the board here with a nomination of Kenta Maeda, Minnesota ace, $20 starting pitcher value. Let's see what we have as far as my valuations. We've got can't even find him. Oh, there he is. Okay. Wow. For some reason, I've got him at like $7. So that must be way off. What did he do last? I mean, he did good last year. $19. Seems like a pretty good price. Although, apparently, my rankings have him a lot lower than that. Let me just click on him and see why. He's 33 years old. Elite swinging strike numbers. K per 9, 11. That's pretty good. Flaherty. Yeah, Flaherty's going to go for a good amount. He's at 22 pre-draft. I could see him getting 28 maybe. 30 if people are feeling ballsy. We're up to 29. And 30. There it is. The threshold. We went over it. 31. Brooklyn's pretty serious about Flaherty, though. So are the Chiefs. Chiefs need to spend some money. What are you going to do? Oh, let it slide. Okay. Back to the nominations. Going Will Smith. First catcher. As far as catchers go, he's the third best, according to this. See what I had him at. I had him fairly low, about a $5 pitcher, or a $5 catcher. See, the problem with Will Smith is he's going to be splitting time with Austin Barnes. It's not good. But he is technically the starter. And if anything happens to any of the other catchers on the roster. But, you know, he's batting in the 5-hole. So that's a great spot. He's going to be batting ahead of Bellinger. Can you imagine having Bellinger behind you as protection? Oh, it's a catcher run. We're going on a catcher run. We got the best one in the business right now. If you're paying 12 for Smith, you got to be paying, what, 20 for Real Muto? 25? How's the finger? Everybody's wondering. I'll tell you how it is. He is fine. He already homered. He suffered a small fracture and he's good to go. 100% recovered. He should be. So we've got the 19. There's the $20 threshold. I think you could get to 25, maybe higher. Maybe not. I don't know. How do you guys like catchers? 21, 22. Chiefs snuck in with a 22. That might do it. 23 for the Crushers. Got to fill out that catcher slot. What's up, 357? Michigan won today, yes. Yeah, they were murking them there for a while. I just stopped. I wasn't watching. I was just looking at the play-by-play. Or whatever they call it. 76-58. Go Blue. Luis Castillo. Who wants some strikeouts? Who wants strikeouts? Everybody wants strikeouts. It's not like they're that easy to come by. Let's find out. He's the next best on the board. We're getting into some interesting territory with pitchers. If you haven't gotten your pitcher yet, it's like Castillo, Woodruff, Glasnow, Lynn, and then a bunch of guys. And you got a bunch of guys. But there's Strasburg down there. And, you know, there's some names. Greinke. Got some elite closers. Lamet. Gallen's hurt. Why is he... Let me find out about Gallen. Hairline stress fracture in his right forearm. That's all we know. Injured himself while hitting in a batting cage around mid-March. $24 for Luis Castillo. $20 range seems reasonable for him. Dylan Carlson. What's going on with Carlson? Switch hitter. St. Louis. Loaded lineup. Edmund, Goldschmidt, Arenado, De Jong, Carlson, Molina. Not the best hitting park. Not horrible. I mean, I'll get in on it, I guess. I really want to go much higher than that, though. Not really looking forward to a 200 batting average. Ooh, it's too cheap. Chiefs got a deal. Did you guys think I was going to go a little higher? Everybody took a breather, and the Chiefs got a steal. I don't know. Maybe 12 to 14 is what I kind of thought he'd go for. Chuck Nasty. One of the remaining Major League rosterable Rockies. There are two. It's Story and Blackmon now. And if they got Charlie batting in the 4-hole, he isn't stealing bases anymore. So that kind of takes a lot away. Although he is in Coors, so he's going to get a lot of base hits, going to have a high batting average, going to score. Well, he used to score runs, but if he's batting in a 4-hole, he's just going to get more RBIs now. $22. It's got to be about it. Maybe someone sneaks in there one more, but I'm thinking 22 is going to do it. It did it. JB, what's up? How did I finish last night? And how late did you guys play? I finished up about 100. And we played until after the last fight. So it was a good night. But I won all the bets with Brent. Not all of them, but I won a bunch of them. To the point where he didn't want to bet it even on the main fight. He was just like, I'm done. Who do I have so far? I've got a pretty empty roster. I need to start making some moves. There's only one player with more money than me. I'm thinking the bargains are going to be had sometime. I don't know when. So yeah, I've got Harper and Darvish. I paid up. Jeremy, I don't know if you saw this. I'm going to go back to the beginning so you can see. Hopefully you're still in here. Okay, you are. Look at what happened here. So we got the very first guy was DeGrom, $47. It's like, well, that's a little much. And then Tatis was 57, Acuna 63, Bieber 52, Bryce was reasonable, Soto 70, woo! Bellinger 53, Trout 62, Bet 66. Cole, this is a standard $260, 14 teams, just like our league, Jeremy. Cole 48, so we're kind of around this point getting a little bit reasonable. But Yelich for 51, Trey Turner for 49. Whew. What's Glaber? What's Glaber gonna do? Pre-draft value of 20. I don't know. I'm a little apprehensive about Glaber, but if there's a deal to be had, I might get involved. 17. They got Glaber batting in the 5-hole. I don't know. I'll dabble, I guess. Freeman wants to play. Let's play Freeman. Let's play ball. Fludius wants in too. I thought it was just between me and Freeman. We both were like, Bichette Creek wants in too. Everybody wants in on Glaber. I think I'm going to be good. Eli, shout out. What's up, buddy? The always injured Strasburg. He's got an injury thing next to his name. Injured calf. Man, why is he always... I don't know. Like, what's the price? What's the price for Strasburg? Crushers likes him. How much do you like him, Crushers? Uncle Stevie likes him too. I liked him for 18. Actually, no. I liked him for 16. 18, I didn't like him so much, but I would have taken it. 20, now we're like... You can't predict injuries, but if anybody's going to get injured, it's going to be Strasburg. But 20's not so much that you're like, oh no, all my money's gone. It's only $20. Jeremy is an expert fantasy league guy for baseball, everybody. So he says that's the most I've seen Acuna and Soto go for. First time I've seen a $70 player this year. That's what I was thinking. But you know how it always goes a little crazy at first, and then you're like, the bargains are going to be here anytime, and they never show up. Somehow the bargains never show up. Where are the bargains? Bargains and bargains and bargains galore. Well, Woodruff's not going to be a bargain. He's already at 22. One of the things that I read about Woodruff is that the Fangraphs experts... No, I'm sorry, CBS. It was a CBS Sports expert said that Woodruff is going to be a bust this year. I like Woodruff. Like, I would draft Woodruff. And then after I read that, I'm like, well, the computer said he's going to be a bust. So they did 1,000 simulated seasons to come up with all this data. Freed, there's your boy. Card Boys, day's going great. I mean, we're doing a fantasy draft, so one of the best days of the year so far. I love it. You get to look into every single player if you want to, find out a little bit about them. Here's the draft summary right here. Scroll through it for everybody who wants to see. Apparently they're doing it in rounds. Oh, that's a cheap price. Okay, I was gonna say Freed. I'll get in on it. Okay. We got to get up. think 17 is reasonable. I mean, I was thinking 20, but a bargain. That's what a bargain looks like in this draft so far. There's the round 2 guys. You can see the prices over here. They're not really rounds, but you get it. Randy was a bargain for 21. A relative bargain. A relative bargain. What, no one wants Conforto? Doesn't do much other than hit home runs. All right. Chiefs making a move. Actually, it was Uncle... Yeah, no, it was the Chiefs making a move. Do we got some Mets fans here? We got some Mets fans here. That's what's going on. I like the power Conforto gives you. I'll take him. I'll take him for 23, but 24 too much. I'll regret it because I always like having Conforto on my team, but still looking for that bargain. Jeremy claiming to not be an expert. So modest. How about an expert relative to like a normal person? Normal dude. Not like ESPN fantasy expert, but like normal guy expert. I know you become, isn't that funny, Barney? You become fans of the guys on your team. So now you're a Mets fan because you got DeGrom. Tim Anderson, Mr. Anderson. Still waiting for a bargain. And looks like we're not going to find one here either. Pre-draft value of 21. However, everybody's been going for a lot higher than that. Let's go back to the player pool. We're starting to get down to the nitty-gritty of guys that, maybe you want, maybe you don't. I think I'm going to need to get on the board here. I don't really want them for this price. So feel free. Okay, thank you. Feel free, Freddy. But, like I said, we're getting down there to... There's still plenty of people left, but the names are starting to become a little less superstar-y. Dansby. I have a feeling I'm not going to spend enough money. Derek got a few big name players and he's ready to pick up the scraps. Yeah, the scraps will be coming in a while. And there's still lots of good... There's still some players. That's what I keep telling myself until the very end when there's no players left. And I have $153 left. Ryu, starting pitcher. Yeah, this is... I'm trying to mentally formulate a strategy now. I've got to nominate a player. it's going to be the best catcher. I think Salvador Perez is the best catcher. Real Muto, much love, but it's all about Salvi. Is Perez going to go for 20? That's the question. I mean, I don't like spending money on a catcher, but what else? What else am I going to spend my money on? A pitcher? Can have him for 16. Batting in the 5-hole, Perez. Jose Altuve. Here we have it. What's out? What are you going to get out of Altuve this year? Horrible season last year. 219. Oof. Oh. I'll challenge you. I'll take Altuve. I'll take Altuve. He's leading off. They got him leading off this year. He's going to get a ton of at-bats, ton of runs, hit a couple home runs, steal a couple bases. I need to spend some money. Although second base is not where you want to spend your money usually. But who else? Like, how many second basemen do we have left that are elite? We've got basically there's a category here, and it kind of ends on like right around here. It ends at Dylan Moore. There's a drop off, I guess. I don't know. Maybe there's a drop off right here too. And there's a drop. That's about it. Keston went for 23. But after Muncy, it drops off. And after McNeil, like there's this weird tier right here with Biggio. Like McNeil doesn't really do all that much other than a high batting average. And he's batting lower in the lineup. Biggio, he's batting lower in the lineup too now. Muncy is multi-position eligible, but he's got a low batting average. You know, I don't know. These are the guys. This is where we're getting into some weird situations. Witt, if he can steal you those bases, man, I'm gonna get in on this. Even though I just got a second baseman, he's outfield eligible too, and I love me some Witt. If he was just second base, I wouldn't go there. And now we're officially too expensive. Because once again, if he doesn't steal you 28 bases, if he only gets you 20, that's still good. But if he gets you less than 20, you know, anywhere from 20 to 28 is elite, and you need those stolen bases. Anything less than 20, especially less than 15, and he's getting old. He's getting a little long in the tooth. But I did like him for a bargain, if he would have been a bargain. And he's leading off, yeah. He's leading off. Old Witt. I'm going to find out a little bit more about Witt because I like him so much. Witt. Well, he's... Why doesn't it say his age right there? Oh, there we go. The ripe age of 32. So he's right at the bottom end of his prime. We got Lau. Tampa Bay looking like he's going to be batting, I don't know, 4th. Why am I getting another second baseman? I don't want another second baseman. Okay, thanks, guys. He's got to go up to his pre-draft value. Is he going to steal any bases? Not really. He's got to get to 19. All right, if you want to pay 20, that's fine. But I couldn't let him go for less than that. And I definitely don't want another second baseman right now. Altuve's. It's all I can handle. But see, we're into normal realm of bidding now. The normal realm. All the nonsense is probably over until we find another guy that everybody loves. And that guy is going to be... probably Jordan. Even though he's just a DH. Do we have any other fan favorites coming up? I know who I'm gonna nominate next. Once it gets there. It's gonna be a while though. Yes. Pre-draft value of 15. Is he gonna be had for a steal? I'll get in on this. If I see a bargain, I'm gonna snatch him up. No idea what to expect out of San Francisco. Batting. I mean, I'm gonna get him up to 15 if it has to go there. I don't really want him. I think I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Just bargain hunting at this point. Pretty much anybody, if they're going to be a couple dollars under the pre-draft value, that's the shift. That's the strategy shift. So I've got a second baseman, an outfielder, and a pitcher, all elite. Happy about that. Nelson Cruz, the ageless one. Nelson he's still alive. And he's as old as it gets. They got him slated for a 247 average this year. And he's a DH. But if he's going to put on Miguel Sano's pants on the regular, I want in. Where are we going to end this at? Just going to keep going? He's a $20 player. If I can get him for less than that, I'm happy. Up to 16. Just can't do it for a DH only. Only available in that utility hole. Although you're going to get some production out of there. You're going to get a lot of production. Definitely home runs and RBIs. Which is important. Castellanos. Not a lot of Reds showing up so far other than, what was it? Luis Castillo. Suarez coming up too for the Reds. I don't know. There comes a time when you get stuck with a guy. that you don't want. There always comes that time when you're like, yeah, he's worth more than that, and then you bid on him and you're like, I don't want him though, but if I have to. Gonna snipe him. I'll go 20. I don't have much to say about him. I don't have much to say about Castellanos. You know, I just kind of needed to spend a little money. And he was a $18 value for me pre-draft. Got him for 20. It's all right. Ohtani. Who's spending money? $12 pre-draft value. Big injury concerns. I figured he'd go for around 20. Once again, a guy you can only put in your DH spot, which is tricky. It's definitely tricky. I think I'm out at that price. Yeah. If he was outfield eligible, it would be so much better. If he was outfield / starting pitcher, $40. Lance Lynn. I don't know why, but I'm not big on Lance Lynn. I know a lot of people like him. Mr. Fastball, he just throws fastballs, all different kinds of fastballs. He throws like 95% fastballs or something like that. Could probably find out real fast. I mean, he's got to go for way more than that, though. So his pitch selection is, here we go, 68% fastballs, and his slider, I don't know, 24. Yeah, but between his fastball and his slider, it's pretty much all he throws. Oh, Lance Lynn. He's worth more than that, though. Solid innings eater. Going to get the wins. He's going to get you strikeouts. 19. Can have him for 20. Got Lance Lynn. All right, I got two pitchers. See, you end up with the guys you don't really want, because those are the guys that you get bargains on. Oh, I'm glad there's a delay that's messing with you, Derek. I wanted to set a wicked delay, like a 1 minute delay or something, or a couple of minutes. Well, here's the thing about Lance Lynn. So I thought that I never liked him, but his ERA is always solid, and he gets a lot of strikeouts. I mean, he gets a lot of swinging strikes. 11%. Fastball velocity 94. K per 9 around 10, 9.5. I think he's gonna get the wins now that he's pitching for a contending team. I didn't want to pay that much for him, and I wish I didn't, but I had to spend some money. And Starling Marte, always a producer. But he does play for the Marlins, which is on the same level, I guess, as Pittsburgh. He's going to do a little bit of everything for you. Stolen bases, home runs. Yeah, $20. That's Marte for you. I didn't even see that someone nominated K-Word. Oh my gosh. I missed it. Tucker. HBC Tucker. All the way. Phillies is auto drafting. Down to $19. Solid 202 last season. Well, what's he going to get to, boys? 20? He's going to get to 20? I bet you someone gets him for 21. You gonna stick me with Suarez too? It's Team Reds. Team Reds over here. Oh, Team former Tigers. Such a sucker. What can I say? I like my home runs. Suarez. $18. Hey, I got him for my pre-draft ranking price. At least I caught up with you guys as far as money spent. I had too much money there for a while. Glass now. Elite. Let's see what pitchers. That's it. He's the last elite pitcher. Okay. I was willing to go 20. He's probably worth 30 compared to everybody else that went that high. I mean, let's look at who got drafted. How do we tell? Draft summary. It'd be nice if I could just find pitchers, but Lance Lynn. I can't believe I got Lance Lynn. If there's one guy that I would not want, other than you know who, it's probably Lance Lynn. But watching Talking Baseball, they got me on the Lance Lynn train. At least he's 34 years old. Oh, yeah. Okay, here's a fun fact about Lance Lynn. Never had a losing record in the whole season. He's never had a losing record, Lance Lynn. 2011 went 1-1. 2012, 18-7, then 15-10, 15-10, 12-11, 11-8, 10-10, 16-11, 6-3. The never losing Lance Lynn. Always over 200 innings. Just get some strikeouts. That's it. Better get some strikeouts. 26% K rate in 2020. I like that. Yeah, that was like, well, he had 28%. So the last 2 years, he's had good K numbers. Ketel Marte, what's going to happen with him? Projected for 20 home runs, 292. I mean, now we're into the second baseman. If you don't have a second baseman yet, there's some guys left. There's some pop left. But I don't know. He's a good one. He didn't have a great season last year. Yeah, 2020, 2 home runs, 287 average is fine. 1 stolen base, but $17. How high are we gonna go? Yeah, that's a crazy team, HBC. That's a really good team. What do you got, a 10-team league or something? And there's Goldschmidt. Still quite a few first basemen left. Everybody loves Goldie. Solid across the board. Don't know what he's going to go for. I guess around 18. How much money's everybody got to spend, huh? Come on, bring it on. I'll go 22. What do I got to lose? It's Goldie. 23 though. Brooklyn really wants him. So I'll go 24. All right. First, second, and third base taken care of. All elite players. Suarez, questionably elite. I don't know if I'd give Suarez the elite tag. Got Harper and Castellanos out there in the outfield. We got at least one ace, and Lance Lynn. I'm pretty comfortable with where I'm at. $83 left, kind of right in the middle. That's where I like to be. Right in the middle. Jordan is not going for less than 18. I'll make sure that doesn't happen. What is there to say about Jordan? Other than 40 home runs, 100 RBIs. Well, now I'm out. Because he is just a DH, so you got to kind of use up your utility spot on him. I don't like spending more than... I don't know. I don't like getting just a DH ever, really. The only one that I would get would be Ohtani, unless the price is right. If the price is right, if I feel like it's a steal, then I will get one. But like if I could have got Jordan for, I bid 21, but if I could have got him for 18, I'd been happy. 26, he's going to give you your stats, but he's going to lock you up in that utility hole. So you can't do a whole... You just ties your hands a little bit with the flexibility of your roster. Jordan went the pick before Tucker. Yeah, Goldie should hit for. Yeah, I mean, out of Goldie, I expect 30 home runs, about 275 to 300 batting average, 80 runs, 90 RBIs for a moderate projection. Let's see what they project him at. They've got him at, because he's going to be he's going to be batting ahead. They've got him at 27 home runs, 88 runs, 82 RBIs. Yeah, 5 stolen bases, which isn't great, and hitting about 270. So, I mean, I think he could hit 30 bombs easily. I mean, 2019 he hit 34. So the last 3 solid seasons for Goldie, he's 36 home runs, 33 home runs, 34 home runs, 120 RBIs, 83, 97. With Arenado batting after him, it's all the protection he needs. Savali. Savali in as the number 3 starter. We got Bieber, Plesac, and Savali. I think Savali is probably better than Plesac, but I don't know a lot about Plesac, so I can't really go that deep on it. But I'm in on Savali if you guys want to play. I think he's going to do good, but I'm not in for that. I was in for 5. I didn't realize it was at 10. 12. He's gonna have a good average, a good batting average. He doesn't strike out as many people as you would like. That's the problem with Savali. He'll probably get you some wins, some solid wins, solid ERA. He'll eat up some innings. Strikeouts, not his forte yet. Sometimes these pitchers add 1 pitch and then they just start getting a bunch of strikeouts, though. And he's really young. Northern Ohio with a homer pick. Oh, Benintendi. I was hurt by him in the past, so I've got a callus on my heart that Benintendi left, because I paid like $20 for him. And he wasn't worth that. He was worth maybe like negative $5. But they've got him projected as a 15 stolen base, 14 home run guy, batting second in the Kansas City lineup. What can he do for you? He can do a little bit. He can do some things. He's got some power batting after him too, so he's going to score some runs. He's going to score some runs for sure. And if he can get you 15 stolen bases, you're okay with that. Lots of spots to fill on the roster still. But everybody's going to have to go through that. Let's see who's got the most spots filled up. AJ's got a few. Oh, Freeman. Freeman doing well on the offensive front. Yep. Barrios. Uncle Stevie filling it out too. Phillies auto picking. He's going to have a whole bunch of $1 players on his team. Only $19 left to spend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like a bunch of $1 players. May, Soroka, Gallon, or Wheeler? Wheeler. Ian Anderson, $12 pre-draft value. I think I remember him getting tore up in the preseason so far. Let's find out together, shall we? He's got no information. Why? There we go. Oh yeah, 4 runs over 6 innings, but then he looked dominant. I'll get in on it. Maybe. Nah. Not getting in on Ian Anderson, I don't think. Unless it's a good deal. It's too good of a deal. I'll get in on it if it's that good of a deal. See, I was in on 11, but 12 is now we're at market price. It's neither a good nor a bad deal. Still might be actually a really good deal at 12. Tough to say. He hasn't, we don't really know that much other than he crushed it in the playoffs. He's been up and down in the preseason, which you would expect, but he's been up too. Definitely been up. Rosario in Cleveland now. Market price, setting it right here. How bad do you want him? Okay, you want him more than me. I was alright with 18, but 19, no. Not for Eddie. Although I do like him in his power upside, 30 home runs. There's going to come a time pretty soon where 30 home runs are going to be impossible to get anymore. Not impossible, but I mean, what's Jared Walsh going to do? How confident are we in Jared Walsh's ability to hit 28 home runs? I'm not very confident in that. Pollock is getting a bit long in the tooth, and he's batting at the bottom of the order. He's not going to hit 27 bombs. Crone might. Crone will, maybe. Yeah, he will. He did pretty good for the Tigers. Liam Hendricks, the next big pitcher on the board. He's the second best, third best, maybe, closer. He's one of the elites on my list. I think I paid too much for Suarez. Definitely. Probably paid too much for Castellanos too. Luke Voit. Going for $13. He's got a boo-boo. Luke Voigt's got a boo-boo. How much time is he gonna miss? I think, what was it, like a month or two? We're a little late, but we can always just look it up here. It's bad when you type in Luke Voit and Jay Bruce pops up. Cavan Biggio. Oh, people like him. They like that Toronto lineup. Biggio, though, just remember, he's not going to be leading off or batting in the 2-hole this year. He moved down a bit, down to the 6th spot. That's going to affect his numbers. $17. They still have him getting 96 runs scored out of the 6th hole. No, that's not going to happen. Those projections are wrong. Kyle Hendricks. Solid pitcher. Doesn't really get that many innings. Let's find out how many. What do they got projected? I mean, it seems like he gets pulled after like 5 innings all the time. He is their best pitcher, though. They project him for 185 innings pitched, 13-8 with a 3.70 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, 155 strikeouts. So, solid numbers all around. He's just like a solid pitcher. For $14, that's a good way to spend your money, I would say. Good job, AJ. Barney says, I like Biggio because he can go to so many spots. Yeah. That's huge. Everybody knows I like Grisham. Wow. He's already at 20. Can't do it. Can't do it. They got too many guys that can lead off. And if he goes through a little slump, he'll be batting 8th. And also against lefties, he's going to be batting like 8th. But they got him leading off right now, which if he leads off, he's going to get 110 runs. And yeah, they've got him at 94 runs, 25 home runs, 76 RBIs, and 17 stolen bases. Those are awesome. That's a $20 player. So you got him for 21. Just the problem is when the lefty comes up. So I don't know. Contreras snuck through there for $10. That's a good price. Third best catcher? Is that what we decided? Yeah, probably the third best catcher. But then again, Sanchez, d'Arnaud, Grandal, and Will Smith are all in there too. They're competing for the third best catcher. What about... Oh, Liam Hendricks. Here's the guy. Closer for the White Sox. He's going to get a ton of saves. Oh, that's too cheap. Boom! I'm going to sneak in there. Okay. AJ's not having it. I was hoping I could get him for undervalue. Not today. Franmil. So Franmil, he's gonna be batting in the 4 slot. I'll throw $1 on it. Posey's got $100 to spend. I'm gonna go $1 more in the hopes that he goes $1 more because I don't really want him, but it looks like he's not going to. Oh, thank God. Thank you, Posey. I really didn't want him for that price. But I thought, you got a bunch of money to spend. You can spend a couple extra bucks. Whew. Franmil. Power for days. But that batting average... You know, batting average isn't something that is that big of a deal either. You can punt batting average. I usually like to punt a category or two. And that would be either stolen bases, batting average, saves. You can punt ERA and WHIP if you want. Teoscar Hernandez. Got some Blue Jays coming up lately. I'm not a Hernandez guy, even though he's batting in the 4 hole. So he should be about a $20 player. They've got him slated in for 33 home runs this year. 76 RBIs. That doesn't make sense. The RBI numbers projected for all these Blue Jays is way too... Wow, Hernandez went for way too cheap. I look away for a second, and then that's what happens. But his batting average of 242 is a little lower than I would have liked. The scoring categories in the league are standard 5x5. Average, runs, home runs, RBIs, stolen bases, and all the pitching categories, 5 pitching categories too. Wins, ERA, WHIP, strikeouts, and saves. Northern Ohio, you're running out of money. Running out of money, buddy. What you gonna do now? Got a lot of spots to fill and not a lot of cash. Does Verdugo steal bases? Not really, does he? No. I don't know if he's that good of a fantasy player. I guess it depends on what price he is. It looks like he's going to go for the pre-draft value. If not... Oh, there's a dollar bargain. Nope, no bargain to be had. No bargain to be had on Verdugo. Who's got money? Chiefs have $95. That's the most. And then we are running out of money after that. Posey's got 87. Then your boy's got 83. 75 for Tatis. Lots of Blue Jays. And Gurriel, slated to be batting 7th. I think I'd rather have Hernandez over Gurriel. Just because of the position, the batting order. But these things change. They're just projected. Chiefs finally spending some money. Just kidding, Chiefs. You've got a pretty solid team going. Austin Hayes. Austin Hayes. I think I'm good on Austin Hayes. Because, I mean, he's $8. I don't even see him in the line. Oh, there he is. 6. Okay. 20 home runs, 11 stolen bases. It's a good price. I'm in. I'm going to sneak in. See if that'll do it. He's a little 1-2 punch combo. Power and stolen bases, $9. All right. I'll take it. Not the best bargain, but Hayes went 3 for 4 with a double, triple, and a homer on Thursday. So that's pretty good. He's only 25. He's triple slashed 409, 447, 750 with 3 homers. Former top 100 prospect. He's one of the few players in the lineup for the Orioles that offer any kind of value. I don't love it. I don't hate it. He seems like the kind of guy that you could have got off the waivers last year. Austin Meadows, not really sold on him either, but if I can have him for a bargain, I'll take him. See, here's where the bargains are had. We're at that point right now where people they're running out of money. They don't really know what to do. They're letting players go for value now. And we're going to start seeing some players go less than their value. And now all of a sudden I've got no money. I just hate getting stuck with money. Austin Meadows slated to bat in third. I love it. He does it all just like Hayes. Home runs, stolen bases, a little bit of everything. He's their best player. He's going to play all the time, I would hope. Although he is a lefty, so the lefty-righty business is going to prevent him from getting a complete amount of ABs that you would expect out of your best player. But he bats against lefties. Chapman, here we go. I love Chapman. I'm going to go all the way up. Let's go the $15 route. I'll pay $15 for him. Crushers is up to 16. Oh wow, I just went for that. That's what happens sometimes when you bid high like that. One guy mistakenly hits the button, then everybody else realizes, uh-oh, it's really expensive. But you can also get a good deal by doing that too. Dominic Smith. Batting fifth, right after Pete. They got him slated for about 23 bombs this year. 270 average. Pretty solid player. Decent amount of power. If he bats in the 5-hole. And he homered twice in a game on Saturday. So that's always good. He's only 25. He's gone deep 4 times in the spring. He missed a little time with a wrist injury. Dominic Smith. $10. First and outfield eligible. It's big. So basically I've designed my team up until this point to have flexibility where I can bid on anybody I want now. See, I've got all my flex spots available. And I've got one outfielder, a first, third, second, short. Anybody my heart desires. Matt Olson is not going to go for that low. Not on my watch. I mean, come on, guys. Like, Posey, you're going to have to pay full price. Or else I will. It's Matt Olson. Freeman getting involved. How much more, though? One more? I'll go again. Okay, Posey got involved. 17. You'll be happy with getting Matt Olson under $20. That's a good price for him. Good price for Olson. 17. He's going to hit you probably 35 home runs. 30 plus home runs. Unless he gets hurt, he's a little injury prone. Let's take a quick look at that Oakland lineup. They got Olson batting fourth. Slated for 37 home runs if he stays healthy. So he's an elite player if he gets a full complement of ABs. That's a great price for Olson. That might be the steal of the draft so far. If I had more money and I didn't already have Goldschmidt, I would have got in on that. Yeah, you got to keep people honest, Barney. That's also why I like to keep a little bit of money back. So you can't let anybody get too good of a deal. And then you get stuck with a player from time to time. Like Lance Lynn. Yeah. JD. Home runs for days. High batting average. Although, see, the bargains are starting to, okay, if you're $2 less than the pre-draft ranking, that's a big bargain. We're at 17, it's a $1 savings. Feel pretty good with any kind of savings. Now we're up to 18. I don't know what to think about JD anymore. Last year was pretty rough, but typically JD is just like a guy, second rounder. So that might be a steal as well. JD, if he has a full season healthy, I like that pick. They got RBIs, 105 RBIs. Yeah. They got him batting 277, 131 bombs. Batting in between Bogarts and Devers. He'll be fine. That's a good price for JD. Reese. Wonder where they're going to have Reese batting. Because he was, yeah, he's batting fourth. That's big. $10. I'll go 11. I still have one first, third slot open. Oh, Freeman needs a first baseman. I'm not gonna let you have him for too cheap. There you go. Got to keep you honest with Reese. He's too good. He's too good. 30 home runs. Remember what I said about home runs? Oh, speaking of, Joey Gallo has been crushing it. I'd like to get in on Joey Gallo. They have him batting third, 38 home runs projected, 89 RBIs. Has Josh Bell been drafted yet? Let's find out. No, but he's coming up. We're going to find out what people think about Josh Bell. There's all kinds of first basemen left. Rizzo, Moustakas, Bell, Hosmer, Sano. And then we get into, like, Crone is in Colorado now. Christian Walker hit 3 home runs in a game before. Andrew Vaughn. And then, like, even Carlos Santana is always putting up numbers. Walsh apparently is going to hit 28 home runs. Oh, Jock. They got Jock scheduled for 32 home runs. He better go. He's going to go for, I mean, we'll see. I guess we're about to find out. All right, is anybody going to overpay for Jock? I'll take him for, oh, come on. Come on with the snipe. I wanted him for 7. Fine, 9. I'll pay 9 for him. Jock's been crushing. He's gonna be leading off too. Oh, good night. Good night. See you in the morning, honey. $10. $10. I think that's a good price. It's a good price for Jock. Oh, they've gotten batting 5th. I thought he was going to be leading off. 30 home runs, though. Left-handed power in that park. The bargains. Where are the bargains? Is Chapman going to be one of the bargains? I'll pay 2 for him. No? Okay. How about 5? Matt Chapman. Coming off of surgery. Not a very hitter-friendly park. Not at all. Got a lot of foul ground to contend with. But, you know, I see that's a good price for Chapman, but the concerns with the injuries, that's why you get a good price. And he's not doing well in spring training. So I got my first, third slot taken care of. But they've got him projected for 32 home runs. Batting in the 3-hole. 6 for 35 this spring. Oh boy. But he's only 27, so that's good. He'll be fine. Right? Right, guys? I like having power, a lot of power out of my third base, which Suarez previously led the league in home runs. Chapman can hit 30. I got a lot of power. I'm going power heavy, which makes me happy because you can't find power on the waivers usually. Who's got the money? The Chiefs, Posey have the most. And then we've got UFOs and Big Poppies with the next most amount. And then free Freddie Freeman. Good night again. Yeah, I'm streaming. Dalbec. Dalbec is at $12. Okay. Where are the bargains? Chapman will be fine. Good. Thank you, Jeremy. I know you are a fan of those A's. You like getting yourself a little Olsen, a little Chapman if he comes your way. I know what Jeremy likes. Rizzo, guy that I wouldn't be caught dead drafting. Not because he's a bad player, just because he doesn't do enough for the price that you have to pay for him. It's like, oh, it's Rizzo. That's a name I know. And he does it okay. He does a pretty good job, but he just doesn't fill, like, you want home runs out of your first baseman. Let's take a quick sneak peek at Rizzo's career numbers, shall we? So, home runs, I mean, okay, he does get you 30. He'll get you 30. He'll get you 100 RBIs. Not going to steal you any bases anymore. But you don't expect. You're just hoping he gets you some ABs. Because he's got to stay healthy. And he has for a while. Okay, Rizzo, $16. That's a fair deal. That's a fair deal. I wouldn't mind that. Moncada. Now we're getting into some gravy. $11. That's a bargain. He's got a little bit of soreness, but he'll be fine. See, now we're into the bargains. Whoever held on to their money, this is your hour. We got basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people held out onto some money. 5 basically. Everybody else is going to be looking for some scraps. How's everybody doing on pitching? My guess is not very well. I've got 2 pitchers. Posey's got 3. Taters has 2. Snafu with 3. Flutius with 4. Aren't you lucky? AJ is just auto drafting. 4 pitchers though. Chiefs with 2. Freeman with 2. I think most people have about 2 to 3 pitchers. Yep, 2. 2. 1 with only DeGrom. UFO. 2 for me. 3. No, 2. And 3. I think it's about time we start dabbling with pitchers, folks. I think it's time. There's going to be some deals on pitchers. Oh, yeah. I know who I'm nominating. I better write it down so I don't forget. Oh boy, another elite closer. How do you guys feel about closers? How do you feel about spending on an elite closer who's going to get all kinds of save opportunities? I feel pretty good about spending up. Not a lot of money left though, is there? Got to get one elite closer on your team. And I'm out. Actually, the one thing I regret usually is spending money, like a lot of money on closers, because in the past, it usually ends up being I'll spend like one elite closer, then like two mid-tier closers, and it always ends up that like I never have enough saves anyway, and I just end up giving up and punting them. It's interesting that they have Semien as shortstop. I think he might have shortstop / third base eligibility by the time we get into the season a little bit. I think he's supposed to play third because my boy is playing shortstop. $8. $8. That's a good deal. Wow. Did we find... Are we on to the bargains? Finally? Still looks to be... Still some players. Everybody's loving Zach Wheeler, eh? Time to pay for pitchers? It's time to pay for pitchers. Yeah, it kind of drops off after Wheeler, doesn't it? How about Stroman? Gonna get a ton of wins, I would hope. I'll take him for 6. He's the number 2. Projected to go 11-9 with a 3.92 ERA. Only 150 Ks though. $7. Nate Pearson, I think he got a little boo-boo spring training. He hasn't been doing that good, but he's a top prospect, so he should be good. I was wondering how many people would hang out this long. Good, I got Grandal. Oh, that's huge. For $9. That's a good price. That's a good price. 35 legends hanging in almost 3 hours deep. 2 hours and 47 minutes deep. This is a long one, folks. Should have maybe started it at like 6 o'clock. Paxton back with the Mariners. He's their number 2. Going back home, where he was so good for so long. 32 years old. $9. See, guys, bargains. We got some bargains happening with pitching. Sports Kids, what's up? He says, not a major fan of the Stroman. I do like Plesac and Alcantara for the season. Also like Lopez for the Marlins. Jeremy, big fan of the Big Maple. Lamet. Is technically what? Is he still kind of hurt or what? It looks like we're gonna get a bargain on Lamet because he's not even in there. I'm gonna have to go to the bench. Okay. Yeah, he's hitting all the markers to get back, so that's good. Whatever that means. He's hitting those markers. Ooh, Luzardo. I know there's some Luzardo guys out there. What kind of bargain can be had for Luzardo? I'm going to guess he's going to go for about 12 bucks. Pre-draft 16. Someone's going to... Oh, 11? Do we get to 12? Or now we're at 12. No one's paying more than 12 for Luzardo. You went for 12. How do I predict this? That's hilarious. High risk, high reward for Lamet, says Patrick. I agree. Yeah, the Jays could have used Paxton. Maybe he just wanted to go back. Jimenez. Pre-draft value of 4. We're already there. Andres. Multi-eligible. This is a Jeremy Brown special. Shortstop, second base, third base. He covers all of the positions that you really need. He'd be perfect on my team, but I'm not feeling it. It's a good deal for $6 though. Paxton on the Mariners, that's right. He should do better. I mean, it's an easier park to pitch in than New York. Dr. Sticks. I don't know what to expect out of the doctor. He hasn't been doing that good in spring training. But I'll throw $1 on it. $5. Oh, he's already up to 7. Okay. That's where I bail. Pitchers are those guys that you could get one for $5 and they end up being like a $20 pitcher. Like it could be this guy. You pay $8 and you're like, okay, well I got an ace out of the deal. You never really know. Nobody knew Ian Anderson was going to come up and just be unstoppable. Good prospect, but you don't know about pitchers. Like Casey Mize hasn't done anything. Number 1 overall pick. We like Iglesias for the Angels, I see. He's in that tier. He's in the 4th tier. But there's a lot of relief pitchers. Just scoping some things out on my end. Trying to plan this out. The end game. Trying to plan out the end game. I can see that we're gonna have some bargains. Posey, you gotta spend some money. You're gonna need to field some outfielders. Kris Bryant. Pre-draft value of $15. What's everybody think of Kris Bryant this year? I was really high on him last year. Didn't work out so well. And it was because they were going to have him leading off because he's got a high on base. 365 on base is what they're projecting this year, but stolen bases are gone. Home run power is gone. I don't know why. Shouldn't be. He's not planning on using... David Ross says he's not planning on using Kris Bryant as much in the outfield this year. Mostly stick to third base. $11. Going once. Going twice. Sold for 11. Posey. Filling up that utility slot. Still no outfielders, though. Too bad Stanton's just a DH. I think I'm still going to get in on Stanton. Oh! I'll take it. A $7 Stanton. Yes, I know. Injuries. Always. That was the bargain of the draft so far. Nobody wants Stanton. Yeah, he's a utility player, but for $7, I could just throw him in the trash if I don't like him. Just throw him right out, back out on the waivers. He's going to be batting fourth for that powerful Yankees lineup. Now, if you're talking 25 for Stanton, no. But 7? This is where the deals are to be had. Will Myers, my boy. What a great year he had. Oh, taters with the snipe. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I'm going to let you have them. You just didn't want me to get a good deal. So you got one instead. But you didn't really want... Yeah, actually you did want Will Myers. Tatis's taters. Let's just check out your lineup here and see how heavy you're going with Padres. Machado, Tatis, Myers... I should have bumped it up another $1 or $2 just to make you pay for him. Pham. Do you think Tatis is going to go after Pham? What do we think? Posey needs an outfielder. I think Posey's got to get in on this one. It's going to be Tatis's taters and Posey. Oh! A cheap Tommy Pham. Whew. The deals are finally here. The deals are here, ladies and gentlemen. We've been waiting for them. They finally showed up. Closers are not my specialty. But like nobody wants to spend a whole lot of money right now. This is funny. Everybody's at that point right now where they're like, I can only get a bargain, like a really good bargain if I'm going to be in. The Chiefs still have plenty of money to spend. And Posey's got plenty. The next best closer. Trevor Rose. How many games are they going to win? They're projected to win quite a few games. But nobody really wants to spend all their money on a closer, do they? I don't. Go ahead and bid on that one. I'll take him. That's a bargain. That's a bargain. He's in the third tier of closers. It goes Hader and Hendricks, tier 1. Chapman and Diaz, tier 2. Then Hand, Rosenthal, and Karinchak. What? Karinchak? I don't even know who that is. I don't know closers. I know the elite ones. But they get changed around so often. Like, closers are just... Next! Adrian can't bid. You might not have enough money to bid. What's your team name, Adrian? Oh, Snafu. Where are you at? Yeah, you only got 17 bucks, man. You can't bid anymore unless it's a buck. I'm getting to that point too. Don't worry about it. We're all going to be there before you know it. There's going to be a few people with a couple bucks to spend, and then everybody else is going to be flat broke. What's up, Rob? I don't know exactly how the free agents work. It's just the whatever setting they had. But there's no... It's just a waiver priority. So, like, if you get a guy off the waivers, you automatically go to the end of the line. That's how it goes. And then it's probably... I guess we'll find out after the draft. It's probably in the order of the draft for waivers. Reverse order, maybe. It's just whatever the default settings were. They think Ian Happ's going to hit 34 home runs this year. This one says 27. If he's leading off, I don't... Is Happ that... Does he deserve to be leading off? I thought he was just kind of okay. So, Happ leading off. He's got a pretty good on base, that's why. But he's never done anything that impressive. $10 for an outfielder. Yeah, I mean, leading off for the Cubs for $10. We're at the point now where everything's a bargain. There's that guy. That guy. Karinchak. Nobody wants to pay for closers, eh? I'm surprised at how my teams filled out and came together. Pretty happy. I think I've got a pretty epic team here. Austin Hayes, I'm not sold on, but he's only $9. Lance Lynn, shouldn't have done that. Hopefully he provides me with some stability. I don't know, Chase. If he lost the closer role, I hadn't even heard of that guy's. I hadn't even heard of him before just a few minutes ago. Because it was Brad Hand last year, and now he's pitching for, I don't remember who. Washington, I think. But let's find out. Josh Bell. Did anybody save their money for Josh Bell? He's going to be cheap. Cheap. The bullpen. Yeah, Brad Hand is a national now. Karinchak's been awful, says Jeremy. Plenty of $1 closers out there that are projected for 25 to 30 saves. Yeah, there always is a handful of them. Closers out there that are like, maybe they play for a bad team. Maybe they are unproven. You know, there's all kinds of question marks. So closers can be had. With a 14-team league, though, everybody can't have 3. A 10-team league, everybody gets 3 if it was dispersed evenly. Bargain Central. Jesse Winker. Pre-draft value of $3. You know, I think he'll lead off every once in a while. And I'm Team Cincinnati. Yeah, they got him leading off, Winker. But he doesn't steal bases. But he's got a high on base. He'll take a walk. He'll get you a few home runs. They've got a lot of projected home runs in Cincinnati this year. Winker's projected for 22 home runs. That's a steal for $4. There's going to be a lot of steals to be had. Oh, Votto's on the DL. Oh, COVID. Okay. We got... The Reds look pretty legit. If Senzel pans out, and they got India coming up this year. Hey, Patrick, he went for $1. Someone put him out there. Someone nominated him for $1, and that's all he went for. And he's like their number 2 starter, I think. Let's take a quick look. He's their number 3 starter. It's Gonzalez, Paxton, and then... Can't even say it. The Moose. Always a fan favorite. Another player that Jeremy loves. I don't know. I'm just guessing on that one. I see 2 positions, and I'm like, Jeremy's guy right here. Bargains. Laser. Laser's a $15 player. Wow. Good for you, Laser. These pre-draft rankings are all over the place. Laser for 10? Isn't something going on with Laser? Yeah. Something's going on with Laser. He's hurt. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. The laser is... Oh, no, he's fine. He's fine. He's A-okay. He just had a bit of a scare with some pain in his left side, but now he's fine. All good. Disregard the laser talk. Jeremy with the Moustakas, yes. Max Muncy, Because when you get one of those guys, those multi-position guys, you're like, well, I'm set for 3 positions now. So everything else is just whoever I can get for a good price. Michael Brantley. I have a feeling this is going to be a steal. I don't have any more room on my roster, though. I'd like Brantley, but I can't afford him. They got Brantley in the 3 hole. Dude, if you get him for 8... Oh, that's a great price. The bargains. The bargains. I've got my outfield pretty much taken care of. I don't want any more outfielders. Posey needs the outfielders. Still. Also, Phillies needs the outfielders. UFO, you could use a few as well. Oh, AJ. You too. Wow, lots of people forgot about the outfield. Well, let's find out. Let's get the best outfielder available. How about Robles? It was either Robles, McCutchen, Mancini. This is I still regret the Lance Lynn pick. Robles for 8. Bechet's Creek. Taking care of the outfield. Got Betts, Gallo, Robles. Got a little bit of speed, a little bit of pop. I like it. Assembling a nice team. He's got some starting pitching. I like it. D'Arnaud, one of the best. One of the best. I mean, it's one of the best lineups. One of the best catchers. He is slotted to be in the 5 hole, which is where he was most of the time last year. $5 is a steal. I'm glad I'm seeing how this is going down. Because if this happens in my other draft, in my other league, Jeremy is watching with bated breath because our other league is 14 teams. It's just like this. So we can see where the bargains are going to be had. And it's in that $15 range so far. Nobody's got... So it's basically from here on out, I think, bargains. Oh, man. Yeah, I know, Patrick. You know the worst thing is, Patrick, is I picked up K-Word last year. I think it was in the playoffs or towards the end of the year because he was going up against like a bad team that was bad against lefties, and I needed like a win and a couple of strikeouts. I'm like, come on, you can do it for me. And no, of course he didn't. Of course he got shelled. Well, the best closer available right here. I don't want to spend that much. I don't want to spend money on a closer. But okay, fine. That's fair. $9. That's still a good deal. You can have them. Gonna make you spend some money. Get down to our level. The draft was a tale of spending way too much and then getting everybody for a bargain. Gary the Goat started out crushing in the spring and then turned into the Gary the Goat that we all know and love, batting near or below the Mendoza line, but still able to hit one out whenever someone throws a meatball down the center of the plate. $4, too cheap. $5, still cheap. Way cheap. Whew. McCullers re-signing. They're number 2, right behind Greinke. We got McCullers, 5-year contract extension, worth $85 million. McCullers, he's good. I'll bid 4 on him, I guess. Like, what point are we at here with the pitchers? Does anybody really want to spend money on pitchers? No, they don't. I don't either. I don't want to spend money on anybody, really. $12 spots left in my lineup. We're almost to the everybody's $1 point, and that's crazy. Oh boy. Schwarber. Stolen. Didi batting low in the lineup. Otherwise, I'd be all about him. I think he's like 7th in the lineup. I don't know. So $4 is the price, eh? We're at the $4 to $5 price range now for everybody. That's what it seems like. Didi for $4. Only problem is he's batting in the 6th hole. Because his on base isn't that good. He still bash homers. Yep, it's a $4 race. A race to $4. Patrick's scared of Kenley. Well, Derek, they cut you off at how many slots you have available, and each one's got to be $1. So then, however much left you have above that is what you're allowed to spend. So if you got, like, I have $14 left, and I have 11 slots to fill, so I'm only allowed to bid like $3, I think. So everybody's right around that range because they have so many slots to fill. They can only bid so much. Dustin May for $5. We went over the threshold. Yeah, they used to tell you that, Derek, right on, like, it would tell you how much everybody had left to spend and how much you had left to spend, like what your max was that you could spend. I don't see that anywhere now. No, I don't see it. Musgrove. Solid pitcher. Everybody's going to get a bargain on everybody from here on out. That's crazy. I can't believe there's this much. Usually, man, usually like you don't get a bargain until under, you know, the single digits. Nobody wants Santander? What? Come on, guys. He's supposed to hit 30 home runs and get 100 RBIs. And Derek's going to get him for $4. Woo. Woo. Budgets. I don't see budgets. Oh, there's budgets. Oh, there it is. Good call. Good call, Ben. I guess I'd... Oh, look at all this. What is all this? Ah. That's big. That's a big... I think Jeremy was trying to tell me this one year, or not too long ago. Projected league standings. First place right here. That's pretty sweet. Got runs, home runs, RBIs. Oh wait, no, that can't be. Yeah, stolen bases are not my forte. It's my turn. Sorry, guys. Vaughn went for 6. Nasty. $5. Capping it out. McCutcheon. What is he leading off? See, we got to find out about McCutcheon. Because he's a name, people let you up, he's leading off. They've still got him slated for 22 bombs and 10 stolen bases. He's going to get a lot of runs, too, if he can stay healthy. $4 to $5. Filling out those rosters. Budgets are getting down there for some peeps. $4 max. I love me some Kepler, man. I love Kepler. Leading off for the Twins. He's got Donaldson, Cruz, Polanco, and Sano batting behind him. Think he's going to score some runs? His on base isn't that great, which is weird that they have him leading off. But he's that lefty, followed by a couple of righties, and then a switch hitter behind him, and then another righty. Now I have no money left. And at this point in the draft, it's all about spending $1. And we're at the 3 hour and 20 minute mark. Everybody has bailed. I might bail as well. Because it's 10 o'clock and I can only spend $1 on all these guys. And I don't really care who I get from this point on. because everybody who's left is pretty good. And it's just going to be a bunch of pitchers that I need. Yeah, it is, Ron. Yeah, I just discovered that, Jeremy. I remembered you telling me about that, and now I see it. I was just in first, and now I went all the way down to third. Run scored is my strong suit, which is weird because run scored and stolen bases are usually correlated a little bit, but not for me. Plenty of RBIs, plenty of pop. I just don't have any pitchers yet, though. I've got a few, but I need some more. So I think what I'm going to do from this point on, I'm going to shut the stream down, thank everybody for watching, and I'm just going to pop in and out of the draft from here on out. I have to take the dog out. She just had surgery, and I need to take care of her. And that'll be it. All right, thank you everybody for watching, and I will catch you all later.